18 years ago, I was lucky enough to open the doors of a small place of what would be the beginning of Bikram Yoga San Jose in the back of a rundown shopping center next to a popular dive bar. After my mom passed away in 1998, I knew life would be different because I didn't look at it the same anymore. Priorities shift and perspectives enlarge when someone so close to you passes away, and honestly, my heart awakened. I didn't want to sell Italian food anymore, which is a blunt but truth to what I was doing. I wanted to wake people up to the gift of life itself and sell people on how precious time was now. And that joy, satisfying joy, comes from the choice to enjoy the life you are already in and not the one you keep waiting for. My first yoga class was so hard and so surreal. And yet in that one class was the bridge that I knew could work in shifting all of us out of a constant nagging of a pressure to be someone or somewhere else to one that says, I'm cool where and as I am. For the first time, I had a peace in me that usurped the war in me. I wasn't trying to keep it together, to fight the grief, push for happiness. I was settled, at peace, joyous, ready, connected. Watching my peers in class one night, I had this interest in pondering who they were, why they came, what they did. And then I thought, it doesn't matter what the answers to those questions were. We all want some of this peace. And we were all coming back class after hard, punishing class to get that peace. A peace within so addicting that we didn't care how hard, how much, or how hot. Nothing else produced this feeling from within. It was the one thing that I felt matched the experience of death itself, which is to experience the fullness of life itself. Yoga gives you the map to do that. I recall asking why more people don't know about this and why it took me so long to find it. And that's when I realized that I would do it the rest of my life and I would spread it for the rest of my life. That feeling hasn't changed because our mission hasn't changed. One of the greatest tools I learned at the Italian restaurant company that I had worked for was the creation and pledge to work towards a mission and a vision with a set of core values that you abide by in all decision-making and all transactions. These statements, so clear, become the cornerstone of which you carry out your vision, your dream, with a team of people that seek that same vision, and a community starts to populate, benefiting and contributing to that vision. I found this brochure, you guys, this one here, you can see it, from 2004. Look at how old it is. But in it, it says, the mission of Bikram Yoga San Jose is to bring improved health and well-being to its members by providing the highest quality Bikram Yoga instruction in a comfortable, convenient, safe, and attractive location. Bikram Yoga San Jose is dedicated to serving its community of people with excellence and to fostering an environment conducive to learning, inspiration, and self-realization. Carrying out this mission with values of integrity, compassion, passion, quality, community, and joy. Over the years, this has been tweaked a little bit. However, it's still the same because its inception came from the heart, a place within us that sees a greater call for the greater good of all. And isn't Bikram Yoga just that, for the greater good of all? I'm blessed to have seen that back in 1998, and the mission preserves the seed of that intention from which it came, so it can sprout unscathed, unstained by the natural, because it operates from something so supernatural. It was a belief back then that this yoga can improve mankind, therefore it cannot fail. When we opened in 2003, yoga was heard as yogurt, as the word itself was foreign. Several students came to me in private before starting a practice asking if this was a cult group, as they heard gossip that we yell in this type of yoga. Once yoga competitions started, judgments ensued as how does one compete in yoga, with news reporters at our door asking these questions for good commentary. Editorials dismissing copyright permission on something so sacred and free as yoga, to the allegations against Bikram himself served to weaken the power of our mission. And we certainly had our own in-house adversities. Our first cute, handcrafted studio with the 900 square foot yoga room and one toilet each for men and women couldn't handle the volume of people. Moving into an elegantly designed and oh so expensive 7,000 square foot studio was glorious, yet debt-filled to the point of almost closing. Soon after celebrating 10 years, our wonderful manager, Chris Cannavaro, was diagnosed with stage 4 glioblastoma and died in front of all of us who love him so much. And a small fire completely burnt out our heating and humidifying systems, with repairs taking over a year. Most currently, with the support of our landlords in 2019, we worked so hard to build a state-of-the-art Bikram Yoga focused studio to take us another 10 years. And we opened January 5th, 2020, only to close 2 months later on March 16th because of COVID-19 and shelter in place. Adversity makes diamonds. Resilience sharpens the point. I'm not saying that hardships aren't difficult, that struggle should be glossed over, that owning a studio just takes perseverance, or that change isn't good. What I am saying, what BYSJ is saying, and what the point is that negative thoughts are 9 times more powerful than positive ones, and Bikram Yoga is the antidote to negative thinking. The most important thing in your life is your life, so take care of it in 90 minutes or suffer for 90 years. 100% of the benefit comes from doing it 100% the right way. Just 1% off course and soon you're in the weeds. If you don't use it, you will lose it. If you don't train your mind will train you. Do the posture and you'll cut the drama. Like the Grinch who stole Christmas, we may not have our gifts of heat and humidity, flooring, lights, and a fancy audio system, but we do still have our Dahu Dore, if you will. In other words, we still have our yoga. And what gifts have ensued during this COVID time that we would not have had otherwise? The morning of our closing, March 16th, we caught wind of the news and immediately put our creative minds together and birthed BYSJ everywhere. Our virtual landing spot with hopes that it could provide some of that same feeling that you get when you walk into the studio and you're so excited to take an amazing class and you see your homies and you're ready to do it together. That just maybe BYSJ everywhere could try to fulfill that feeling, but what transpired was even more. We started pranayama breathing each day at 10 a.m. Pacific live that brought teachers together from around the globe, bonding for the first time in years. Sarah Newman was leading an Isaac Garcia backbending challenge for over 100 students learning this great technique without ever having to leave their home. All 26 postured, covered in great depth as Matt Newman studied, wrote, illustrated for us to learn and discuss with a comprehension that you can't get in just 90 minutes. Lineage quotes from Sarah Newman posted providing insights into the treasures of a practice beyond the mechanics. And how about hundreds, maybe even thousands of comments and beautiful stories posted capturing personal insights of our yoga, showing that we are more alike than we are different. Online events grew. Rajeshri started to give talks and gatherings, giving us a chance to see and know her more than we had in the past. Dialogue Works with Diane and Margie provide workshops for teachers addressing finally our quest as teachers to learn more. Changu, thank you so much for your inspiring stories of humans of Bikram Yoga. Baldwin arranging worldwide classes, and even Josh Biro, our good friend, coaching all of us through this unprecedented time as a business. I'm just saying all of this because we've become closer as a global community despite proximity, and we haven't lost the raison d'etre of why we exist. If anything, this pandemic shined a light on how much we need yoga, how important it is to act bolder in ways to get more people into a practice. So the mission of BYSJ is more present today. Classes are filled with cats, dogs, kids. Classrooms are made of bathroom floors, garages, fireplaces. Certainly a different looking environment, but still providing the highest quality Bikram yoga instruction in an atmosphere conducive to learning, inspiration, and self-realization. Which leads me to my final point. Missions only exist to serve a vision, the highest of dreams, held reverent and eternal. BYSJ's vision is to empower self-realization, igniting compassion. Years ago at Pete's Coffee, I bumped into a longtime member, Mansoor. He was a very quiet man. I said hello, and surprisingly, given his silent manner, he said, "Thank you for not just doing something for this community, but for doing something for humanity." I was like, yes, evidence that maybe that vision is manifesting. BYSJ teachers and Karma Yogis, thank you so much for your efforts and the love of this community. Thank you to every single one of you that has taught, practiced, visited, and stepped into BYSJ both on land and online. It's you, your personality, your vulnerability, your eagerness, your passion, your commitment that has made and shaped the breathing entity that BYSJ is. Together, we have created this inclusive tapestry that is spreading and realizing its mission and vision. Bikram told me years ago that you will be as big as your container, remarking on the actual size of the yoga room. He's right. With no more walls, the world is our container. So congratulations, BYSJ, 18 years. Thank you for holding us the way you do individually and collectively. Thank you for providing a space that lets us toil through our minutia, whether in a classroom or in a bathroom. Thank you for the friends we've made and the ones we've yet to meet. Thank you for showing up no matter what and no matter where, giving us the consistency we need to do our practice, our oh so important practice that without it, we are weak. And with it, we are empowered, self-realizing, and loving, igniting compassion, and one with each other. God bless BYSJ.